Going on, dudes and dudettes? So yes, just a real quick video today after yesterday's video, just about USC football and all their stuff going on, because they did get pretty big time commitment from a 4-star interior offensive lineman. Some may consider him the top interior offensive lineman out of the state of Florida, and he's probably one of the better players out of the state of Florida. And Jason Zandamela, mentioned him in yesterday's video. I think USC had a 60 to 70 some odd % chance, even though for a while now it seemed like Florida State was a team that was in first running to get him, leading by like 90+% at one point. But after that official visit to USC, definitely decided to choose correctly and pick the Trojans, so definitely very excited about that. It even jumped USC's overall rankings up to number 7, I believe, on the On3 rankings. Even getting some stuff earlier this morning before that, I did see that when they were talking about Florida, they had actually put USC at number 9, even though when I had made my video yesterday, even after those commitments and not Jason's yet, it did say they were number 10. So I don't know how that had gotten mixed up, but I guess they were technically number 9, only jumped up 2 spots. But even in 247's rankings for their 2024 recruiting class, they're like up to number 10. So they're at least top 10 in 2 of the top major recruiting databases out there. And yeah, you know, they do have a couple of weird teams ahead of them in 247's, but I guess that's just how they composite their rankings, whatever. But I did even forget to mention about how pretty excited we should be about a guy like Marcellus Williams selecting USC, because he was originally like the 70-something best player, like 71, 72 around there overall, which is pretty crazy for them to land a guy like that. But then it's also like in back-to-back days, they kind of get another guy in Jason, who is like the number 98 overall player. So 2 top 100 players in the span of a couple days is pretty awesome for USC football and their recruiting class for 2024. So yes, it's definitely looking up. Even Jason recently said in an interview that he believes this recruiting class is going to USC to win multiple championships, not just one, but multiple. So definitely liking that great positivity going into the future for USC football. And another local LA product, 4-star wide receiver Ryan Pellum, recently had an official visit to I forget if it was this weekend or the last weekend, and he's pretty much been trending towards USC, and I think he only has 2 visits pretty much set up, USC recently and then Oregon this weekend coming up. But just recently, I think even yesterday or today, he put out that both of those teams are only in his top 2 or his final 2. So it's obviously going to be a big last-ditch effort for USC to get this guy. But it looks like they're even trending positive, because once again, Scoop Duck, who runs their own prediction stuff for the On3 network, said that USC has like a 70+ odd % chance of landing the wide receiver, which is, like I said, I think even, I forget who was the player, maybe Taylor Tatum, maybe another guy, maybe it was Dakota Fields or something like that, that other Oregon-based recruiting company said that USC was going to get a certain player. So yeah, I haven't seen any of the other USC On3 guys or reporters say anything lately, but he is a local product, and I guess if he is just going to go up there real quick on a visit, probably decide really quick after that where he's going to commit. And I know USC's in with like Mike Matthews, another guy, I think he's from the state of Georgia, and then another 5-star guy, Draylon Miller, out there in Texas. So you never know if they could get all 3. Be pretty amazing, but yeah, it'd be pretty crazy to at least get 1 or 2 of those guys. So definitely looking forward to their commitments in the near future. And a 4-star edge in Jalen Harvey recently put out his final 5, and USC did make the cut. Haven't really heard much about this edge player on defense, but he looks like he's definitely one of the top talented dudes overall ranked out there as well, even as a 4-star. So it's a pretty big thing for USC to make the top 5 for a player like this, and maybe have a chance to get him to sign later on this year. And yes, the number 1 running back in the nation, Taylor Tatum out of Texas, he's kind of been hinting that both USC and Oklahoma are kind of his final 2 schools, because he recently visited Oklahoma. He visited USC like a few weeks back, I believe, if I can remember correctly. But I know a lot of people thought he might be going to Michigan, but Michigan recently got a commitment from a Las Vegas player the same position of running back, so maybe they're most likely not in the running anymore to get him. That's why they got the other player from Vegas, and a couple of those other schools are probably just going after other guys as well because they know they're not going to have a shot at Tatum. And it only sucks because yes, he's been talking great about USC, and people pretty much were reporting that he was most likely going to commit soon to USC. But I remember before he was taking his official visits that DeMarco Murray, the running backs coach for Oklahoma, is like, you know, an idol for him, especially at the running back position of ex-NFL players, and he definitely looked up to him, and that's obviously going to be a big reason for him choosing a team like Oklahoma. And obviously his visit went pretty well this last weekend, a lot better than he was thinking. So yeah, it kind of sucks if we end up losing to Oklahoma, but they recently just stole like Zandamela as well from the likes of Oklahoma as well. But I don't know, it's going to be a big time battle for Lincoln Riley and against his old school, but hoping Taylor Tatum just does choose USC in the near future. And to finish this video off, yes, a couple of the more recent recruits that have been on these official visits haven't really looked into detail of their pictures because he didn't really notice until pretty recently that it was just out there, and On3 kind of reported about it too on Twitter that a lot of the younger guys have had pictures with the Big Ten logo on their jersey because it's pretty obvious that those players are going to be the ones that are going to be on the team when USC does finally end up going to play in the Big Ten against Michigan and Ohio State and all those teams. So yeah, it's just pretty crazy that it's finally coming true, and USC will be playing against way better competition than they have been since I've been a fan since the early 2000s. So yeah, definitely looking forward to the move. Could only be a positive thing for USC and their future when it comes to athletics and their programs. So definitely looking forward to that and the competition. So yes, thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. If I don't, told you it was a short one.